All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Coming to you live from my studio. My $1.2 million studio here in the Philippines. Folks, just take a look around. I mean, look at all this lighting I had to install. This soundproofing here on the wall. All this landscaping. Anyhow, what a beautiful studio. The best thing about it is that it's fairly quiet. Two beautiful children, a couple beautiful ladies hanging out. It's noisy everywhere I go. You add, videoke machine, roosters. It's a challenge to find a quiet spot where I can sit here and just talk about things. As soon as I said that, the aircraft taking off from Clark Air Base, Clark International Airport, whichever way you want to refer to it. I can always hear them, but I can never see them from where I'm at here in my perspective. I'm gonna do a video. The topic just popped into my head folks, it's so hot. It's so hot and humid. I'm sweating already so bad. I can't even see out of those glasses. My goodness. Some topics just pop into my head, and the joy of today's technology is I just start talking to you guys, and I put it out there. Open up the comment section for debate, the public forum. And sometimes the topics that I talk about, they don't have anything to do with anything. This topic has nothing to do with the Philippines. I guess I should have said that up front. Nothing to do with the Philippines or travel or Southeast Asia. This is just some life advice that I was thinking about. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put this out there. And this was advice that I wish I had known, adhered to, and followed when I was a young guy. Starting out as a teenager. And most of it is common sense. But again, if you don't put it out there and set the tone, maybe it just dies with me when I die. Maybe you're watching this video right now 5 years, 10 years ahead of when I posted it, and I'm already a dead man. So you're taking advice from a dead guy. That's the cool thing about the internet, about technology over the past 100 years, is that a person can be dead and you're still listening to their music. You're still watching them on video, watching their movies. Pretty awesome, right? Because before 100 years ago, once you died, yeah, you had writings and your sculptures and your art and stuff like that. But anyhow, I'm off topic already. 9 people I wish I'd known better from an early age. And I tore this thing off, so I don't remember what the title is. It says something about advice for, I wrote young American males, but it's for everybody, right? I happen to be from America, that's why a lot of my stuff references that. So if I could start over and go back to, just say when I was, I would say 12 years old. 12 to 15 years old. This is the advice I wish I would have started adhering to just to have an advantage on a daily basis. That advantage can be, business, going for a job, just going to school, or really anything. The things that you don't think about as a young guy, but these little things affect how people perceive you. And we all say, oh, I don't give a, no, not we all, but some of us, we don't give a shit what people think about us. You can say anything you want to me. It's not going to elevate my blood pressure. And if you ever decide to get into the entertainment game, and YouTube is the entertainment business, by the way. If you think you're doing anything other than being in the entertainment business when you're on YouTube, you're really a little bit off the mark. It doesn't matter if you're doing camera reviews. Yes, people are using you for information, and they're using videos as a search engine to figure out what to buy and where to go. But the core of it is the entertainment business. You're entertaining people. I already forgot what I was going to say. Anyhow, what I'm about to talk about, it just applies pretty much in everything. So moving right along. There's 9 people. The first guy, and I'm not talking people that I had to see when I had to see them. I'm talking about really got to know these people, had a relationship with them where I knew them on a first name basis. I had their phone number in my pocket, or I went to lunch with these folks. These are the type of people in their professions that are going to help you succeed in life. You know, it's like that movie, The Secret, what's it called? The Secret of My Success. Folks, look around me. You know what I mean? The secret of my success. Here you go. If I could go back in time. Number 1, my barber. I wish I'd have got to know that person better. That might sound simple, but you know, a lot of times in life, say you just went to Great Clips at Walmart and got your hair cut. And nothing against Great Clips, right? Get a haircut, it's reasonably priced, you don't got to wait too long. Then the next time you go there, the line's too long, and you go to this place and you end up bebopping around because you're just trying to get a haircut. That's not paying close attention to your physical appearance. You know what I mean? Because they don't know what you want. You ain't never sat down there before. They don't know the look that you're going for. But, you know, there were times in my life where I had a barber and then moved or what have you, and then I found myself at Great Clips. But my barber, this is a person that I wish I would have went and saw every week and knew him on a first name basis. Like right now, I'm getting a little shaggy, a little bit out of whack, and it reflects in this video, and it's going to continue to reflect as long as this video lives on the internet, long after I'm dead and gone. So this is how you're going to remember me. You know, oh shit, the dude needs a haircut. Yeah, I do. I'm going to go get one today. But I should be on a schedule where when you watch my videos, you're not saying, damn dude, you need a haircut or a shave. Yeah, I need a shave too. I should be ahead of you. Where you just look at me and you say, oh, that dude's well groomed. Wow, that's a clean cut guy. So, you know, there was a time in my life where I used to get a fresh high and tight every Sunday. Every Sunday. I used to go get a high and tight. Can't remember the name of the place. It wasn't Ranger Joe's. It was across the street. Anyhow. Why? Because on Monday morning, I was good to go. Every Sunday. Because you always got to be ready in your appearance. You get shaggy with your haircut and your beard. Obviously, you can give yourself a shave, but how many of us can give ourselves a haircut? If you're sitting there staring in the mirror about to go to a job interview and you're like, shit, I should have got a haircut. It's too late. But you go see the barber every Sunday. Every Sunday. You're good to go. What's the other good thing about knowing your barber? If you're in the business world. You're in a small town, you're doing business, whether you're a real estate agent, whether Just name a business, right? What does the barber know? Same with a hairdresser. They know everything. They know all the gossip. They know all the chismes. Why? Because they've got people sitting in their chair for 30 minutes at a time pouring out their life story. They know more than the bartender. Well, maybe not more, but they know a lot of information. It's a networking. That individual is a networker. He's not just a hair cutter. Know that guy by his first name. Treat him like a friend. And not only are you going to be straight in your appearance, but you get a lot of inside info through the grapevine from the barber, right? It's a great source of information. So there you go. Number one, I wish I had a personal relationship no matter where I moved to. The first thing I'd be seeking out, well, one of the first people I'd be seeking out is a barber. Got his name, know his number, go to lunch with him whenever I get a chance. Because he's an important person in your life. Moving right along to number two. Before I go to number two, I remember what I was going to talk about. Okay, even though I don't care in a sense about what people say, I mean, I believe in freedom of speech. I understand I'm in the entertainment business. And anybody in this business, your job is to create, to publish, to write, to act. And you put it out there, and everybody else's job is to what? Is to critique, to be a critic. To say, hey man, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen, or that's the worst movie I've ever seen. That's your job. So if you can't deal with that, you're not going to make it in the entertainment business. But with that said, you do care, and you especially should care about appearance. And I'm not saying you have to wear Gucci suits. I'm going to talk about this in step number two. But if I'm trying to be a banker and talk about stocks and banking, is this the appropriate uniform or the appropriate forum? No, it's not. Res ipsa, the thing speaks for itself. What does it say right here? You get where I'm coming from, right? And it was the reason I bring this up. We were watching that movie the other night called The Devil Wears Prada. Great movie. And how what's her name, Meryl Streep, was talking to the girl. You act like you don't care what you look like and this and that, but blah blah blah. Deep down, these things were selected for you years ago. And that leads me into number two. The second person. That I never had any relationship with, that I saw on a handful of occasions throughout my life prior to moving to Southeast Asia, was a tailor. A tailor, a seamstress, people who sew. When you have to buy a new suit every 2 years because you got so fat, and used to you'd go to Sears or JCPenney, wherever, pull one off the rack. It hangs off of you like a goddamn contractor-sized trash bag. And then you're hoping you get free alterations in with the deal because you're so cheap. And if you get the free alterations in, they do one round, and then, the shit never fits right. It's always too damn big. It's uncomfortable. And there you go. Now you got an uncomfortable suit that don't fit right, that every time you go to an important function, you look like a bag of dog shit. You know why? And why I was the same way? I got some old pictures from the past that are important photos. Events in my life where I'm wearing a fucking suit that don't fit, and I've got those photos to hang on the wall if I wanted to. And I'm sure you do too. Yeah, go ahead and hang them on the wall. Look at there. There's me getting my fucking plaque for, working for this company or working for the government for 20 years. Big old smile, and your fucking suit looks like you belong in a circus. Why? It's because we didn't have a tailor that we knew on a first name basis. I'm also going to talk about frequency of visiting these people. I'm kind of leaving that out. The barber every week. You've got to go see that barber every week, preferably Sunday. I know a lot of barbers don't work on Sunday, but that's the ideal day because most people's work week starts on a Monday. Do it Saturday evening, Saturday night, okay? Once a week on the barber. The tailor, you go see this person once a month. Let him or her take a look at you to see if you've gained or lost any weight over the past month. Folks, it's real easy to put on a few kilos, a few pounds in a month that you don't realize is A, making your shirts go like this where the buttons are about to pop and poke people in the eye. They notice that shit. You know, people are subliminally like, God damn, dude's shirt's too tight. You know, same with your pants. Or in the event that you've lost weight, now the damn thing is hanging off of you again like a trash bag. You know how to prevent that? Is if you go see your tailor once a month. They're going to say, it looks like you've gained a couple pounds, and they can make some adjustments. Does it cost money? Of course it does, but you're investing in yourself. Your appearance and your clothing is basically your armor to the outside world. Now, I didn't coin that. I heard that somewhere, but it's probably been said millions of years ago. Your clothing is like your body armor. It's like your battle dress uniform. It's like your space suit. You know, what do astronauts wear? They're going into an environment where they have to wear a specialized suit to do their work, to do their business. If you are in the business world, especially, or any world where, I mean, it can be anything from working in an office to working at the courthouse, anything that you're wearing business casual, how do you excel? You excel in appearance. Even if your office is business casual, where you wear khaki pants and a button-up shirt, maybe you have to wear a tie, maybe you don't. How do you set yourself apart from everybody else? Wear a fucking suit. Now, nobody likes to wear a suit, and I never liked to wear a suit until I got custom-made suits that were so comfortable. Why? Because they fit. I got them tailored to me. They fit. They were comfortable. Now everywhere I go, for a couple years there, I was wearing a three-piece suit. Again, it's unfortunate the way people perceive us, but you judge a book by its cover because that's the only thing you can see until you pick that book up off the shelf and open it up. If you never get plucked off the shelf, you're not going to get that opportunity. People are not going to have the opportunity to see what's inside. They're judging the book by the cover. So invest in your general appearance first. So I wish I would have known my tailor by first name, on a first name basis. And here's the joy about it. With the tailor, you don't got to go to their office and pay them anything. You say, hey man, can you meet me for lunch once a month? You go to lunch, hey man, how do I look? Man, you look straight. Everything's good. Or, God damn, dude, you put on some weight, man. You need to come to my shop and I'll fix you up. It's that image that you're trying to portray, that brand. So if you're always wearing a suit, think about how people perceive you versus if you're not. Now look, I realize if you're in a uniform, if you wear a uniform or you're a welder or stuff like that, that's just not going to apply. Okay, but it does apply to a lot of people, and it has applied to a lot of positions I've found myself in, where I'm just wearing cheap-ass pants from JCPenney that weren't tailored, and I went to work looking like a bag of dog shit when I didn't have to. Tailors are expensive in the States. Of course they are. Sure they are. I'm going to have to adjust the ND filter here. See what we got. I think we'll click it up one notch because it's getting so bright out here. And then we'll just take the gain down. Take the gain. That's fine right there. Okay, so our suits and tailors and stuff like that expensive? Of course it is. In the States, it's very expensive. But if you leave the States and go to places like Southeast Asia, where things like this are not. For example, if you go to take a vacation to Thailand, I highly recommend while you're in Thailand, you pick up you at least 3 handmade custom suits. You go in and pick out the fabric, have your suits made, get the 3-piece suit, get about 5 shirts, custom made, and you'll pay a fraction of what you would pay in the States. And then you go back to the States, and as you gain weight or lose weight, you have to go see your buddy the tailor. And that's what it is. So you take a vacation once a year, buy you 3-4 new suits every year. American Tailor only does the alterations. Just said. All right, just covering notes here. So what's the power of a 3-piece suit? I'm kind of delayed on this point here, but well, let's talk about the power and let's talk about the money. Think about all the money you spend on branded clothing, like a damn Under Armour shirt. All this money that you spend on these little branded clothing items, you take that money, you add it up. Instead of having, 50 damn shirts of whatever, you take that money and you invest it into the right clothing that's like your uniform. So if I had to do it again, instead of having all this bullshit clothes, I'd have 5 suits that fit hanging in my closet, and that's all I'd wear. A couple good little workout sets, and that's how I would invest my money. Instead of chasing all these other types of clothes that don't really do anything for you. In addition to the suits, okay, there's a few accessories that I wish I would have got. Number 1, a damn pair of expensive boots. A lot of us, especially coming from military, government type backgrounds, what do? And we're always cheap on our shoes, right? Cops are the same way. We're really cheap on all clothes, but especially the shoes. I went to a seminar one time where this dude was giving exit briefing for young Marines, and he was a tailor, ran a clothing shop, and he was telling these young bucks, he said, most of y'all, you get out of the Marine Corps, you're going to buy a cheap suit, you're going to go for a job interview, and you know what shoes you're wearing? You're wearing them damn government issue, shiny ass black shoes because you're too cheap to go buy a real pair of shoes. How many of us did that? How many of us wore those government issued fucking shoes? You can't do that. You can't get away with it and try to impress somebody in the business world. What's the power of a 3-piece suit? Here's 2 stories. Story number 1, what we've learned, especially over the past 2 years, 2-3 years, now this is everyday life, but especially over the past few years, what have we learned about politics? Is that the dumbest motherfucker on the planet can go put on a 3-piece suit and somehow or another he can get himself or herself elected. That is the power of a 3-piece suit. If you don't need any more convincing, look at the people who are in charge of the world today, and I am in awe that they're in those positions, that they got elected. Take a look at, what's his name, Hunter Biden. You can be a crackhead, you can be anything you want, but you put on a fucking 3-piece suit, now all of a sudden people in the business world accept you. They're judging a book by its cover. Guy's going to a business meeting, nobody knows 30 minutes earlier he was smoking crack, 3 hookers in his room, drunk, making the videos on his iPhone. 3-piece suit overcomes all that. Now, I'll tell a personal story. When I was wearing those 3-piece suits, and boom, I'm going to put some pictures on the screen. And it is getting hot out here. It's getting hot, but I'm gonna sit here and sweat because I'm too fat and I need to sweat anyhow, just a little bit. So, but I may have to adjust the ND filter one more time. I gotta get somebody's shorts here to put over that camera. Folks, that old Sony camera, ooh, that's wet. That was dry. Oh, Lord. This old Sony camera is a champion, it really is. It's out here right now in the hot Philippine sun, and it is still going. And all I'm gonna do is put a rag over the top, and I guarantee you this thing is gonna motor through it. It's gonna keep going. One continuous recording, not even gonna glitch. So I started wearing these suits. I bought them over in Pattaya, Thailand. Great tailor over there. It's in Pattaya. I was in shape. I was skinny. I was in just wonderful condition, physical appearance, physical condition, and now I'm rolling out everywhere in a three-piece suit, Southeast Asia. It was funny how people perceive me versus wearing a tank top and a damn pair of shorts with my balls hanging out and a pair of flip-flops. And this was the power of it. You know, when you fly around in Southeast Asia, everywhere you go, you're supposed to have an onward ticket, right? So if you're flying from the Philippines to Thailand, when you go to check in here in the Philippines, they're going to say, where's your onward ticket or your return ticket? And if you don't have it, used to, they wouldn't let you get on the plane. They still won't. A lot of people now, they buy throwaway tickets that are refundable, whatever. You have to play the game. You have to show them a ticket onward or return within that 30-day period of that country's visa policies. Folks, one time I was rocking a three-piece suit. I rolled out of Manila. I didn't have a return ticket or an onward ticket. Now I'd had a few beers. I didn't feel like sitting down and booking a bullshit ticket and trying to go down and get it printed out. I just said, fuck it. I had me some beers. I rolled to the airport. I was rocking that three-piece suit. And they said, sir, do you have your onward ticket? I said, no. And the girl just looked at me and didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to do. Why? Because here's this dude standing in front of her wearing a three-piece suit, and he ain't got it. He ain't got his paperwork in order. Didn't know what to say. Call the manager over. Sir, do you have your, very friendly, sir, do you have your onward ticket? No, I sure don't. Okay, all right, checks me in, have a nice day, right? Now, had I not been wearing that three-piece suit, I would not have gotten checked in at that airline ticket counter. Now, they were still worried. They came to the gate to try to get me again to show them that paper. They ran me down at the gate. No, I don't got it. I'm going to Dubai. I don't need it. That was it. Why? Because they didn't want to go like this with a dude wearing a three-piece suit. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know I was international superstar. They didn't know if I was Joe Blow, the tourist. They didn't know. But I guarantee you this, had I not been wearing that three-piece suit, I would not have been on that aircraft. They would have told me, hey, sorry, it's policy. You got to go get an onward ticket if you want to get on board. So moving right along. Another person that I hated to go see, despised, especially because I was in law enforcement, even though some of my best friends were lawyers, and that's a lawyer, right? I did a video about lawyers quite recently, just talking about, if you're going to move somewhere, do you need a lawyer? And the shorter answer is yes. But growing up and living in America, I only saw a lawyer when I had a problem. I didn't want to see them. I didn't want to know them. I knew there was going to cost a lot of money and a lot of headache and just didn't have any value in it. Now, I was blessed because I did have one very good friend who was a lawyer. So I got a lot of free advice from that guy. It wasn't like I had to make an appointment. No, I'm seeing, he's my buddy. We're golfing every day. We're going out drinking. We're chasing women. I talk to him, 10 times a day on the phone. And just looking back, I was like, you know what? He was a good friend, but his profession was just wonderful to have. It was wonderful to have a good friend who was an attorney. because all the rest of the attorneys I despise. But again, nobody likes an attorney until you need an attorney, and you're kind of behind the curve. So if I were a young guy and I had it to do over, I would always have some type of personal relationship with my lawyer, and maybe more specifically, my lawyer's secretary or paralegal. Somebody in the office that I could just touch base with, I'd say once every 4 months, just so they know my name and they know who I am. More frequently than that, if you can, go to lunch with them. Take the paralegal out to lunch once a week or once every couple weeks and just hang out. If there's nothing going on, hell, send them ladies flowers. And that's cheaper than having to sit down with the lawyer if all is well, right? But you have that relationship. So you're not calling up, yes, this is, Mr. So-and-so, I met you 3 years ago. Well, I'm having problems with my wife. That's not the relationship you need. You need the relationship that you're sitting at lunch with the guy across from the dude and be like, man, I hate to bring up business at lunch, but man, I think my wife is about to file for divorce, man. What should we do? And the lawyer, you got a personal relationship with him. He knows your wife. He's like, yeah, I've been thinking that all along, man. I've been thinking about our strategy. See how that's totally different than if you're in the yellow pages or on Google trying to find a lawyer? So the frequency of them, I put one time every 4 months, but no, it's got to be more than that. Maintain that personal relationship with these people who could save your ass. Number 4, my doctor's head nurse. Now, why wouldn't I say my doctor? Well, yeah, but most doctors, they're older, they're busy. It's sort of like the lawyer. It's easier to go out and have lunch with the lawyer's secretary or receptionist or paralegal and keep them close. And it's the same with the doctor. But I'm going to tell you why the head nurse is so important. Okay? And knowing her first name and knowing her number and having a personal relationship is because she can give out medication and she can give immunizations before the clinic opens. You know what I mean? And if you're like me, a young player back in America who was kicking it out every night, Wednesday night through Saturday night, chasing disreputable women, there are many occasions where at 1 o'clock in the morning I woke up in a panic for various reasons, and I have to call my friend who is my doctor's head nurse and pour my heart out to her. And she's like, just meet me there at 5:15, come in the back door. I'm going back to sleep. Click. So 5:15, before the doctor and the staff and anybody else, any potential witnesses are around, I'm sneaking in the back door, getting a shot of penicillin and some free doxycycline or a free Zithromax from my buddy who's the head nurse. And then she'll brief the doctor later. The doctor will laugh about it, but he don't need to see me. I don't need to get the old, I'm trying to keep this friendly, the old ride. Let's just call it the ride. No need for that. Why? Because she knows me. She knows my reputation. I've been there before. No need for that. We all know what the diagnosis is going to be and what the treatment is going to be. And she handles everything. Files the insurance, keeps everything quiet, what have you. And that's an invaluable relationship to have. And it goes for anything, right? Plus, the head nurse can keep a secret. Did I already say that? She can keep a secret, believe it or not. And also, she's got the keys to the drug box, and the doctor trusts her. So, invaluable. I put on there, at least go see her once every 4 months, but it's more than that. Send her flowers. Take her out to lunch if you're around, right? They all got to go take a lunch break. Take her out to Mexican food. Number 5 is an accountant. Looking back, it's like It's like people have said, the game of business is played by accountants, attorneys, and politicians. If you don't like dealing with any of those folks, you don't need to be in the game of business. Well, an accountant is really somebody you don't want to talk to. My God, how boring is that, talking about taxes and shit. But if I had it to do over, I wouldn't try to be a TurboTax expert. I would not. TurboTax is wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. If your shit's not too complicated, TurboTax is too easy. You got me on that. Yeah, I agree. But still, if I went back, I would never try to be a TurboTax expert. I would find me a good accountant that I could keep for the next 20, 30 years till he retired and not have to learn TurboTax. Number 6, this is a big one. Now, I went through all this trouble to insulate myself from the noise of the children and the Filipinas. And now I've got a dude over here with looks like a hammer drill. I don't know, but if you're thinking about moving to the Philippines, you have to understand this is one of the noisiest countries I've ever been to, probably the noisiest. And you either deal with it or get the hell out. There's no in between. There's no noise complaints here. Okay, this is a big one here. Personal banker. Personal banker at a local community bank. Man, this is one of the most important people you can have in your life, whether you're in business or not. This is a person you need to see every week. You need to take them out to Mexican food, take them out to lunch once a week, stop by, sit down, do something. You know, forget these big corporate banks like Chase and Wells Fargo and all that shit. You're just a number to them. I mean, my bank I've been with for decades, nobody there knows my name, not one person. But back when I was dealing with a local community bank, and I had a banker that was also my friend, became my friend, everything was a phone call when it came down to business or loans or anything like that. Now, I'm probably preaching to a choir to a bunch of y'all, but especially in today's age, if you're with one of these big banks, they're not there to help you. They don't care about you. They don't know you. They're just basing it off a credit score and numbers. Where you get a personal banker and you know them personally, and you do a couple deals with them or a couple of loans with them. At first, you know, got to put you through the paces. But after you pay off a couple loans and do a couple deals, it's a personal relationship. It's a phone call. You call up and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this place over here. How much you need? I need 80 grand. Okay, just let me know when you know, if it goes down, if it, let me know if you get the contract. Let me know what you need. That's it. It's a phone call. Hey, I need this money wired to China because I'm importing all this stuff. All right, just give me the info. They get it done because they know you. Try that same shit. Try to do those two things that I just said over the phone with Chase Bank or Wells Fargo or any of the other big banks. It'll take you 1 hour just to authenticate your identity. But if you have a personal banker at a local bank, it's a phone call. It's that simple, right? So the big banks, they don't know you. They're not going to help you. They don't give a shit about you, right? Number 7, an insurance agent. I'm not going to harp on this too much, but if you're in any type of business, you got to have a personal relationship with an insurance agent. You go see them every couple months. Real estate agent, if you're into any type of investing, this is another person that you need to be closely in tune with. Now, I'm preaching to the choir to anybody who's in real estate investing. But if you're not into real estate investing, you might try to do shit on your own to save that commission. For sale by owner. Well, yeah, you can save that money, but don't. They're a real estate agent and a real estate professional for a reason. Use them. If they're asking for 6% or 6% is the going rate and you really want to sell the place, you offer 7%. These people will make you money. But if you're not thinking straight, if you're on a small level or an uneducated redneck like me, you know, a couple deals, you might try to pull some by owner shit. For sale by owner. Cut the agents out of the deal. I don't recommend that. I just don't. Because these people, these agents, they're going to help you make money. They're working for you for free up until you put a deal together that's going to make you money. Then they get paid. See how that works? So that's another relationship that I would have a close relationship. A person that, come on out here, baby. Come out here and say hello to. Oh, baby, I'm out here sweating, but I've done lost 3 kilos since I've been out here, since this dude fired up with the fucking hammer drill back here. Is there something you need, or you just want to bring me some cold water? Thank you very much. Hey, buddy, you got your mama's iPhone? Good job. All right, so moving right along. Thank you very much, Fatima. The 9th person that I would know is a manicurist. My chick working at the nail salon. What do you mean, you're a dude? Damn right I'm a dude. And I did not brace getting manicure pedicures till I came to Southeast Asia. Yes, they're expensive in the States. And there used to be a stigma about men going to get manicures, but I don't give a fuck. That's one of them things I don't give a fuck what you think about me, and I'm gonna tell you why. When you're engaging in business and you're sitting at a closing table, or you're sitting there looking at documents, what are you doing? You're pushing documents back and forth, you're handing people documents, you're signing documents while they're putting the papers in front of you. What are they looking at? Well, general appearance, yeah, what's the guy? Is he clean cut? Is the guy wearing a suit? Okay, check. But now let's get into the fine details when you're shuffling papers around. And all of a sudden your hands are in front of somebody's face. Are they looking at your fingernails then? Probably. Do you want them to sit there and say, damn, the dude bites his nails? Or do you want them to say, oh shit, the dude's, rocking a fresh manicure? Things that most people don't think about. But nobody wants to look at grubby, nasty fingernails even when you're signing deals, right? So accessories. Now that's the 9 people I wish I knew on a more personal, a more frequent basis for the reasons that I have stated. Now, what accessories do you need, right? Well, when you go back to talking about signing documents or being in an office or a business type environment, obviously people are going to look at your wrist, so you need a good watch, a nice pin, a leather briefcase, and a gold wedding band. You need that wedding band whether you're married or not, because it just instills confidence. It instills some sort of peace. Oh, this guy's a married guy, whatever. It doesn't matter if you are or not. I'd say wear that damn wedding ring, right? And so those are the accessories I would invest in. Do you need a Rolex? Well, I mean, it's what people are going to look at. So think about this. I'm not saying to go out and buy a Rolex, but think about all the fucking cheap ass watches that you bought through the years that made it a couple years. A little $100, a couple $100 watch, whatever. It's a cheap ass watch. It works. Battery runs dead. Maybe it eventually breaks. You go buy a new one. Well, if you add up all this money and assume that your damn watch don't get stolen, it ends up being the same money at some point. So I'm not saying buy a Rolex, but you buy something that when people are watching you sign papers, they're like, shit, that dude's got a gold wedding band, he's married, he's stable, he's got an expensive watch, he's in a 3-piece suit. They're comfortable with you signing those papers and doing business with you. My goodness. So, those are the 9 people. A barber, a tailor, a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, personal banker, insurance agent, real estate agent, and a manicurist. Now, yes, personal trainers, mechanics, plumbers, electricians, all those folks are important as well. I'm not taking anything away from you. But the 9 people that I just talked about, that's what needs to really be on a personal basis. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, you have a plumbing company you trust, what have you, you call them. Maybe they're sending out the different dude. It's hard to develop relationships like that. And a personal trainer, I don't think you need a personal trainer. I'm just one of those. I don't need somebody to tell me to go out and run. Okay, the personal level. Play golf with them. They got a death in the family, go to their funeral. Don't cost you nothing. All right? Cost you gas money to show up for an hour or two, pay your respects. Christmas parties. I used to duck out on Christmas parties, especially when lawyers and everything, people like that were involved. Big mistake. I should have went to every one of those. Let's see. Anyhow, let's see. What if they need help moving, right? You find out they're moving, go help them move. No big deal. They'll remember that shit. You invest in these people instead of a Google search or trying to do things yourself, you're going to get a return on investments, right? What about a car? In America, everybody has to have a car, right? You're perceived what kind of car you're driving. All right, you got me on that one, but here's the thing. Most situations, they're not going to see what car you're driving. You drive to somebody's office building and you meet them up on the 7th floor, you parked in the parking garage, they got no idea what damn car you drive. Now, if you're an agent taking people around and they're getting in and out of your car, well, yeah, okay, you got to invest in that. It's a tool of the trade. But if you're up on the 7th floor in an office building and that's the type of stuff you're going, nobody gives a shit what car you're driving. They don't see that. What do they see? They see you, your appearance, your suit, the damn watch you're wearing, shit like that. The briefcase you walk in and carrying, they're going to see that. They're not going to see your car. You have a $100,000 car in the parking garage, nobody sees it. Oh shit, that's good cold water. Okay. So I'm kind of sounding like a fashion, like a lifestyle. I talked about earlier, what kind of channel is this? What is the genre? I don't have a niche here. Again, it's the joy of YouTube, the joy of the internet. I can talk to this camera for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours and post it. And you can either hit play or click something else or watch it in segments. That's the power of the internet, right? Technology. So I would say this is lifestyle advice / life's lessons advice for my younger generation. And the one thing that I would like to say to my younger generation is do not, for the love of humanity, ever allow yourself to be caught alive or dead wearing a pair of skinny jeans. Just don't do it. Don't let go of your dignity as a male. Those photos and those videos are going to follow you in another 5 or 10 years when people are just laughing at people wearing skinny jeans. You're going to be on those videos and those photos. It's not going to be cool like, back when bell bottoms and stuff like that was around and corduroy, where it comes back around. You wearing skinny jeans today is a fad like it was in the early 80s when my generation walked around in what we call parachute pants. They sort of look like skinny jeans, got zippers all over them, made out of, sort of parachute material. It was a fad, everybody was wearing them, they thought it was cool, and when that shit went away, nobody wants to bring up any of those old photos or videos, me included, of me wearing a pair of parachute pants. It was a mistake. It was a fashion train wreck that proves humanity is, we're all sheep to a certain extent. People just jumped on the bandwagon, And that's what's happening today with these skinny jeans. Once people wise up and say, holy shit, I'm walking around wearing a pair of tights with some pockets sewn on them. I'm a man, I shouldn't be doing this. and that shit goes away, all y'all are gonna be all over social media. You can't erase it. See, back in the 80s, it wasn't social media. You didn't have to worry about it. Just a few photographs floating around. But now, you're putting that shit on YouTube. You're putting that on Twitter or your Facebook, whatever you're putting it on, and that's going to live forever. And 10 years in the future, when you're trying to do business and somebody's like Googling you and looking back and you're wearing them skinny jeans, you're like, oh my God, this fucker was one of them pussies who wore skinny jeans, you know, back 10 years ago. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't wear skinny jeans. Even if you're wearing a suit, don't make your damn pants skinny. Like, who's that dude at Apple? That dude at Apple wearing a suit and it looks like his pants are skinny. Hey, sweetie girl. Thanks for coming to visit Papa. What you doing, sweetie?
Watch TV.
You're watching TV?
Cartoons.
You're watching cartoons, okay. Is brother being a good boy?
Yeah. No.
No?
Baby. Tummy too hurts.
His tummy hurts?
Yes.
Why does his tummy hurt?
It's dying.
Oh, he's crying.
Yes.
Folks, oh my goodness, this is my Maria. Thanks for coming to visit Papa. Papa was just finishing up a long video. You want to ride a bicycle today?
No.
No? What you want to do?
More bicycle.
Okay, well, oh, all right. Folks, thanks for joining me on today's video. This is a long one. But, you know, this is one of these talking head videos. Just look at them like a podcast. You just hit play. The scenery's not going to change. So you just hit play. Think of it as a podcast, but if you're one of those that likes a video, it's the best of both worlds, right? Is that good water? Okay. If you're not a subscriber on my channel, bottom right hand corner of your screen, I want you to hit that Overstay Road sign. Get on board my train. We certainly appreciate it, my friends. And we'll see you on the next one. And peace out. I hope this invoked thought. Hope maybe helped somebody. We'll see y'all on the next video. All right, we'll go ride a bicycle. All right. All right, let's go. Hoo-wee.